few days to kind of soak in just the Western Conference Finals and kind of look forward to the finals. What are you looking forward to most about this time?
Yeah, just the experience in general. I mean, it was a tough road to get back here, so I'm just appreciating all the little steps that it took and appreciating all the people that helped me grow. You know, really challenged me in a healthy way to be better. You know, outside of me challenging myself. So it was a great reflection period the last couple of days, just thinking about not only the past few years, but just what we were able to accomplish this year in such a short period of time, and how we galvanized the city of Dallas and our fans, and it just feels like we have the whole world that's supporting us throughout this endeavor. So I'm appreciative and grateful for everything I had to go through and everything my teammates had to go through in order to get here with me. So it was good.
How would you sum up your time in Boston with the Celtics?
What do you mean?
As far as how did that go for you?
It was just a chapter in my life, you know, that I got to enjoy, you know, for the most part. We had a great opportunity to do some special things, but it was cut short just based off personal reasons on my end. And, you know, but one thing that I look back on my time in Boston, I've said this over the past few years, you know, but somehow it gets tossed under the rug. But, you know, the greatest thing I learned from Boston was just being able to manage not only my emotions, but just what's going on a day-to-day basis of being the leader of a team or being one of the leaders, and having young guys around you that have their own goals, but you have to learn how to put the big picture first. And you know, leaving those guys, JT and JB, and you know, some of the guys that are still remaining on that team, like Al Horford, or you know, Marcus Smart got traded away. We had a great time to bond, a great time to go through some tough times, not just on the court, but you know, I know in due time, a lot of that full story will come out, and when it's appropriate. But yeah, I had a great time in Boston, just being able to learn and you know, grow as a person.
Tatum and Brown were still young at that time. How have you seen them grow since the time you were?
I mean, they've improved tremendously. I mean, they've made a few All-Star games since I left, ECF, you know, MVPs. So I'm nothing short of proud of those guys for what they've been able to do. Left a lot of good wisdom with them. Tried to give as much advice, you know, while I was there, and also when I went to Brooklyn and came to Dallas, just being able to extend a brother-to-brother relationship with them, let them know I have their back no matter what. You know, this basketball stuff is going to be competitive no matter what. We're going to go at each other, but you know, getting to know them as human beings, they're really special people alongside other people that I got a chance to know in that Boston organization.
As you said, the full story can wait for another day, but can you give an example of something in Boston that made you a better leader, better person, better player, just to happen specifically while there?
Yeah, I just think moving on to the next thing, you know, just learn how to move on and let go of the past. It could cripple you if you allow it to, you know, because I've been bombarded with Boston questions since I left, and people trying to figure out what actually happened. But again, I think the full story will come out probably when I'm retired or when it's appropriate, like I said. You know, because I didn't mind after a few years taking the brunt of the blame. You know, one of the best players in the world, so I know what comes with that fair criticism. You know, but it's just a little bit more grace could have been extended my way, especially what I was dealing with during that time as a human being. I know sometimes in sports it's literally about the end goal and result and what you accomplish, and that's one thing, but we're still human at the end of the day, and I wasn't my best self during that time. So when I look back on it, I just see it as a time where I learned how to let go of things and learned how to talk through my emotions. You know, I came into the league at 19 years old not knowing how to be a young man as of yet, because this whole lifestyle was thrown at me. I was expected to do wondrous things, but I just wanted to continue to develop as a human being. And once I put that first, then, you know, you see me flourishing now, so it feels good.
Okay. You've talked a lot about kind of the spiritual journey you've been on, and you know, getting to this point of happiness, protecting your peace. There are people in Boston who don't let go of the past, and you kind of know what's going to come your way in terms of animosity from the fan base. How do you approach that? How do you handle that, you know, going on to this stage?
I think I'm better at consolidating kind of the emotions now, or being aware of what it's going to be like. You know, we call it animosity, we call it hate, we call it, you know, it's going to be hell in Boston. I mean, there are real live circumstances going on in the world that are bigger than the basketball kind of competitive side of things and answering those questions. But I will say, you know, last time in Boston, I don't think that was the best, not this regular season, but when we played in the playoffs and everyone saw me flip off the birds and kind of lose my shit a little bit. That wasn't a great reflection of who I am and how I like to compete on a high level. You know, it wasn't a great reflection on my end towards the next generation on what it means to control your emotions in that type of environment, no matter what people are yelling at you. You know, I'm built for these moments to be able to handle circumstances like that. And I've been able to grow since then. So, of course, it's going to be a hectic environment, but I'm looking forward to it. And I see it as a healthy relationship to have with the fans. You know, I almost think about Gladiator, just win the crowd over. You know, it's good to hear the TD Garden silent when you're playing well. They still respect great basketball. So regardless of, you know, the attention that's being paid to what it's going to be like on my end, I have a group to lead that's going to be looking to me for a voice of peace and to be able to control what I can control and also help them through it. You know, so I'll take the brunt of it, of all the yells and stuff like that and all the remarks. But I've been able to grow since then and acknowledge that, you know, I just can handle things better, especially when I want to put majority of my energy towards playing well. I can't just be getting into it with fans like that, even though it may be fun at times, but it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of my time, and it's also a waste of my talent trying to answer questions from the past that people have. And, you know, people are going to bring up the record and all the extra stuff. Again, there's days, there's idle time in between, so you see the media pundits doing their normal thing. It's cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge on the court against the Boston Celtics and being able to lead my guys.
When you talked about the emotional journey, and I know you talked about, but what role has Dallas played in it? You know, coming here, what about this atmosphere, environment has helped it continue for you personally?
What do you mean, like in comparison to what? Are you comparing to anything, or are you just asking me just what about Dallas?
Yeah, not comparing, just your emotional journey. You've talked a lot about this. Coming to Dallas, what did this atmosphere, what did this environment, this franchise, you know, how did that allow you to continue? I don't want to mistake my words when I say emotional journey. It's just part of being human. And I know we throw these words out in the media when we're talking very conversational like this. You know, I think what I mean, I'll explain. You know, just the point that I'm at now is in my life, I have kids, I have a wife, I have responsibilities that are bigger than the game of basketball, so it's easy to put the game of basketball in perspective. When I was a little bit younger, I wanted to strive to be one of the best in the world, and that's all I thought about every single day, and that's where I had all my eggs in the basket. So there was no you know, normal life outside the game of basketball other than doing what young NBA players do, which is getting into some stuff they shouldn't be getting into and being around people that don't necessarily reflect the moral values that you want to have embodying as a person. So, and you know, I'm just speaking for myself, but I think it spills over to my peers too. But yeah, coming to Dallas, just being around J Kidd, somebody who also can relate to me about being imperfect and having mistakes in their life and being able to redeem themselves and persevere and still answer to the naysayers. You know, I know it's not easy for him. I know it's not easy for Luka, you know, dealing with things throughout his life, being over in another country, trying to lead a franchise. So, and I could go down the list of every person that's dealing with something personal where they pushed it, you know, to the side for the time being to sacrifice for the team to win. And I'm just right alongside that. And that's what Dallas has done for me, is just put the main thing in front of me, allow the big picture to manifest, and have fun doing it in the process. And being around some guys that actually, you know, enjoy being honest about how they feel. And this new generation, you know, as we talk about, they have a different communication pattern. So once you figure that out, they'll be loyal to you, you'll be loyal to them, and it's a great relationship. And that's what I'm looking forward to as I continue to grow in the league, is, you know, talking about this refreshing start I've had in Dallas, because it's given me a chance to grow as a person and a man and as a father and as a brother. And then the added bonus is me getting better as a basketball player. So does Luka kind of bridge that gap of both being a young player but also a peer?
I mean, we're all peers to a certain degree. I just think, you know, we have this this idea that once you get over 30, you're like, you don't talk the same language as the youngins. But I think with Luka, he is a lot easier to talk to. Just, you know, because he's still new to America. You know, he's still new to some of the nuances, and I think he really has a great grasp on who he is, you know, since he's come over from overseas. So I try to just talk to him about normal things as everybody else, but also there's a little bit of a joy and a happiness to just what we get to do every single day and putting that in perspective. I mean, you know, especially from where we come from and you understand our stories and how hard we had to work to get here.
Hi, right here to your left. Thank you for your time, first of all. And my question for you is, yesterday Jason Kidd talked about how steady this team is, not getting too high, not getting too low. When you think about how basketball teaches you life lessons, how valuable has that been for you throughout your career?
Yeah, I talked about it, I think a few weeks ago, just how basketball, not only what it means to the world, but to my community, to my culture, you know, be able to go out and exercise, be able to go out and learn what it means to be on a team, you know, to persevere through a lot of the overt racism and still have something to show for yourself and be proud of. You know, I represent so many walks of life, so many different religions, so many different cultures that have supported me. So I try to put basketball, like I said, in that perspective, but I won't deny that it is a connector, it is a unifier. It brings so many different people to the table that have something to say because they love the game of basketball, or they love to criticize it, or they love to be a part of the culture. I mean, it's a $1 trillion industry as well, so you know, there's a lot of people making some money from it that I also like to pay my respects to because they have their job in this too, and it helps me, you know, relate to all those that are part of this and love it for the right reason. So that's where I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I'm connecting to people because they love the sport, they love the craft, but also they have a journey to share about how the craft has changed their life and how they're continuing to spread positivity through their messaging. So that's the most important thing I like to put in perspective throughout all this. So those life lessons are just centered around just being a good person, having integrity, being honest, and rising out of the ashes like a phoenix. Like I said, you know, I want the next generation to use me as an example of what everyone, not everyone, but what some people tried to do to destroy my confidence, destroy my character, destroy who I was, and it didn't work. It failed miserably, and I'm grateful that I'm still here standing because I'm not alone anymore, just with the metaphorical sense, just having people there to love you unconditionally, you know, so it's good.
Kyrie, I have a two-part question. First of all, how are your emotions different heading into this NBA Finals than in the past NBA Finals you played in? And secondly, what's been your advice to some of the younger guys about the NBA Finals?
My advice to the younger guys is to enjoy every single moment and, you know, just don't allow any psychological media wars to happen where we get into words and mincing stuff, and don't allow anyone to distract us or divide us. This is going to be an international finals. Everybody's going to be watching. You know, every finals is international, but the world is watching. So, you know, any little thing that you do, somebody's waiting to pick up. So we just have to find a consistent message and stick to it. And this is just business. And what was your first question?
Just how are your emotions different this time?
Oh yeah, I'm healthy, man. I don't have 2 screws in my knee. You know, going into it, I'm not laboring secretly, or I'm not taking any antibiotics I'm not supposed to, or, you know, just any painkillers I'm not supposed to, and that's all part of the sport. But it is an unhealthy relationship to have with it when you're laboring and, you know, you're trying to fix yourself through other mediums that are unnatural. So it just feels good to be healthy and have a solid grounding about myself going into it, and, you know, just a little bit longer that we got to hold on to playing hard and doing the little things in order to get us the championship.
We've seen as you go around the league that you have friends on other teams, but you seem to have more of them on the Celtics, like Jalen wearing your shoes All-Star Weekend. Mm-hmm. How much have you been communicating with those guys since you both figured out you play each other? And how will that dynamic be playing against friends, not just a couple friends, but a lot of friends?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much put it to bed that I don't think a lot of my teammates hate me. My former teammates hate me. I don't know, you know, kind of what was being shared intimately with some of the media personnel that was, you know, reporting over the past few years. I'm just talking about when I first left Boston. I've embraced all those guys. So it's been the same. I've taken them under my wing in a very different way, and they've allowed me to do that while also becoming who they are. I told them from day one when I first met them that I want to see them be better than me. And, in order to do that, you have to give them secrets of the game. You have to give them, mental, secrets as well to help become a better player. I think those guys were ultra talented, JT, JB, ultra talented already. But just like myself, they were learning how to win. They were learning how to selflessly approach the game every single day. And that led us to part of our closeness in our relationship. But I think the other side is we had some real life circumstances that we connected to that, again, no one knows about. And that's most important than just trying to display it to the media or to everyone in the world or the fans that, hey, we're still close and we still are brothers. It's going to be adversarial on the court. It's going to be very competitive, but off the court, we know our family, we know each other's families, and that's the type of relationship I've always wanted outside of the game of basketball, is to be able to have that balance, to compete with people on the court, but also treat them like my brothers and be there for them and whatever they need.
Did they reach out right away when you guys clinched?
No. No, I don't expect them to. I wasn't reaching out to them. Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't know how the relationship
in this basketball sphere, there is still some competition that we like to have that's healthy, but then outside of this, of course, those are my brothers, but we're both going after the same goal, so we should be that way when we are on our journeys. So.
Kyrie, appreciate your time and just thoughtful answers here. You had one of the opportunities to just have such a great mind as your friend and mentor, and it's the late, great Kobe Bryant, and you shared, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and I had that type of mentorship relationship with him where I was able to ask him about anything. He was just as easy to approach with the questions about what goes on in the day-to-day, chasing something that's bigger than yourself. Where, at this point in your career, how much has his relationship with you had an impact on just how to handle this situation and just carrying yourself, being that leader in the locker room and that veteran presence that you've been, and just the positivity that you've had in Dallas?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone in here has ever lost a mentor or lost someone that's a little bit older than them that meant something to them. Even if you guys didn't talk every day, there was still that connection that they were always going to be there for you. And it wasn't just him, it was his family as well. They supported me unconditionally, and I miss him every single day, just alongside the rest of the world and all the Kobe supporters around the world, because he held such a big presence, and he knew what his power was. He knew what his superpowers were, and they weren't on the court all the time. They were his ability to approach life and how he inspired you to continue to do extra even when you got tired. And I think his life lessons transcended basketball or any sport or any entertainment business. It really helped and sparked the new brains for this next generation to carry the torch. And that's what I felt like he was teaching me, was to be able to carry the torch and also know how to pass it along. Obviously along that journey, he's won a few championships that I'm still enamored with, still chasing to a certain degree. I do want to be able to sit at that table to say that I have multiple championships and I'm a multiple champion in the best league in the world. But I think in the small dose of truth, he always reminds me to enjoy the journey. The journey is the reward, and put it in perspective. There are billions of people that are going to love you. There are billions of people that are not going to love you. So I think you should make the right choice to stick to your guns and go with the people that support you through and through, and make them proud and make yourself proud. So every day he walks with me in spirit, and I feel his presence every day. And I'm just grateful that I got a chance to get to know somebody like that, and I got a chance to challenge somebody like that to one-on-one, and just to pick his brain and just understand that there are bigger things than just the game of basketball, like women empowerment, and also doing the little things that a lot of people don't see, meaning helping the world selflessly. So I could go on and on about this, but he helped out a lot of people that no one really knows about, and he did things without anyone's praise. So I try to follow in that same lineage and create my own path, and create my own formula to success while also commemorating his formula that he gave me.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
See you in Boston.
How are you, PJ?
Good.
Good. I have a question, if I can start. I want to read a list to you and tell me if it rings a bell. Become a McDonald's All-American, sign with Kentucky, play for USA basketball, become an NBA lottery pick, play for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, that's
That's a list I made, I think I was maybe 6th or 7th grade. I was in my room one day and I just wrote down some of the things I wanted to do, obviously in my future, and I stepped onto my wall, took a picture of it, and had just my lock screen. So it was just an everyday reminder to me of the things I wanted to do, and obviously the preparation it took and hard work, it didn't mean anything, and it always just for me to be here one day.
And now that all of those have come true, I mean, how full circle is this moment? Is it that much more special?
Definitely. I mean, I feel like I always knew I would be here one day, but just for me being here now, I think just taking a step back, obviously I'm super blessed and super grateful for the opportunity. But I mean, just all the hard work I put in since I can remember is just finally paying off, and I'm happy.
Even with everybody's got big hopes and dreams, and I'm sure when the trade happened, you had those emotions, but is part of you just a little surprised that you're still here?
No, not at all. I think our group of guys from day one since I've been here have been a helping hand for me, just helping me in any way they can on the court and off the court as well. So just the group of guys that we have, nothing surprised me, and I'm just happy that we're still here.
And whether it's Tatum or Brown or whoever, what kind of battle are you expecting?
It's going to be a dogfight at the end of the day. We're playing for all the marbles, so at the end of the day, this is everybody's goal, and I mean, everybody's going to play hard each and every possession, and I just can't wait.
In what ways has Kyrie helped you on and off the court since you arrived?
Just being able to be the vocal leader. He's been in every position when it comes to the NBA. Obviously, he's an icon. So, I mean, everybody looks up to him, and everybody listens when he talks. So, just him, just being able to calm everybody down and just be a great leader and a great vet. I think it's been great for all of us.
What kind of reception do you think he's going to get in Boston?
I don't know. I don't really care, honestly. I mean, for us, it's all about sticking together and then playing our game. At the end of the day, we're going to be confident and poised and ready for the moment.
You play with and against Luka. And I'm sure you've heard this, but he's not very athletic. You know, it's kind of a common thing. What do you say to that? Is he or is he not?
I think he is. I mean, he's out there with us at the end of the day, so I mean, he's holding his own. He's doing what he's doing. So it's not about who can jump the highest or run the fastest. It's about putting the ball in the basket, and he does it at a very high level.
This is the first playoff journey of your NBA career. When you're just shoot around in the locker room, whatever it may be, what do you think about this group is so different than others with which you've been a part?
I think everybody seizes the moment, and everybody's ready in each and every aspect. We do a lot of film, do a lot of things to prepare, and everybody's serious about it. We're very professional when it comes to everything, and everybody holds everybody accountable. So we don't really, I say we don't really like mistakes, obviously, but we don't really make too many of them. So everybody's accountable and everybody's locked into what we're supposed to do.
Do you think it helps you not take this opportunity for granted when it's, it took a while to get here, and now this ride that it's been?
Definitely. I mean, being in the finals is not guaranteed. Being in the playoffs is not guaranteed. So for me, I had an opportunity to watch for 4 years, and just being here, it means the most. Just being able to be here and each and every day just continuing to play, continuing to have our season going. Everybody wishes to be here, and everybody wants to be here as a player.
I think it's been basically a month since Stanley business post. Has it slowed down at all? Because I don't see it slowing down.
No, not at all. I've had a lot of love. A lot of T-shirts have been made. A lot of people ask me for pictures, and everybody's doing the pose. So every time somebody sees me, they tell me to do it, and they either just say, "Hey, PJ," or they just say, "Standing on business." So it's definitely fun, and I'm definitely glad to be able to get the fans involved with it too.
Are you making any money on it?
No.
PJ, follow up on that, and thank you for your time. Western Conference Finals, the celebration, it seemed like you did that pose during the whole time. Was that intentional? Was that what you were trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think everybody's excited. Everybody was doing all types of different poses. So for me, I just wanted to take a little picture and post it for everybody to see. So I think for us, it was just excitement in the moment, and everybody's just happy, obviously.
Yeah, and you were one of the first ones to kind of go live in the locker room on Instagram. Just talk about what that locker room was like and just kind of that experience for you and Daniel Gafford. I mean, you've posted from the bottom now to the top. Just what was that like?
I'm pretty sure he didn't expect to be here just like I did, and so for me it was just a lot of emotions. Obviously, coming from Charlotte and not really winning a lot of games to being in the finals, so in a matter of months. So I think it was a quick turnaround, obviously for both of us, and we're just extremely grateful, and we're not taking anything for granted.
How good of a coaching job has JP done this postseason in your mind?
Great. I don't think he gets enough credit. He makes sure we're well prepared for everything, any outcome, and he's doing a great job each and every day, and I'm happy to have him here.
Speaking of credit, what about Nico? I mean, he brought you in, you got put in D. Jones, and also re-signed Kyrie within the last year.
He was doing his job at a very high level, so Nico's a great guy. I've been knowing Nico since high school, so just when I got here, it was all family atmosphere, and I felt comfortable being able to talk to him about anything. So he makes all of us feel comfortable, and he's doing a great job of that too.
PJ, over here to your left, thank you for your time today, much appreciated. You've talked about how much your dad has meant to you along this journey. You have young boys, I know they're still on the younger side, but what does it mean for you to have that opportunity to lead them as your dad has done for you?
It means everything. Just being a dad, I think it made me more mature and made me grow up a little more. So just having them watch my every move, it just makes me smile, and just knowing sometimes it's not about me, it's about them. So just trying to lead them in a direction, in a great direction, and hopefully have them do anything they want to do, and I'm just going to be here supporting them.
Do you hear yourself repeating anything that your dad told you for their age to them now? You sound like your dad to yourself.
Not yet, but I feel like it's definitely coming. Once they get a little older and start playing sports and stuff, I can definitely see it, for sure.
You guys are stuck now on a pretty long break. How do you think that's going to affect what we see maybe in the first half on Thursday night?
I'm not sure. I think it is a long break at the end of the day, but I think everybody's prepared and everybody's focused. This is the biggest stage in basketball, so everybody's going to come out and ready to play and prepare for everything they have.
PJ, how do you guys like Coach Kidd and Kyrie around the team? How important is it to have guys like that who've been championships, won championships, and have they given any advice to you guys about the NBA Finals yet?
I think it's very important. Obviously, people who've been there and actually won. So, yeah, I mean, they told us everything. It's going to be a lot of media. There's going to be a lot of different things we have to do. But at the end of the day, we have to stay together and stay poised, and just know we're there for a reason. And we still got 4 more games to go.
It's sometimes, it takes time for things to click and team chemistry to be there, but that doesn't really seem to be the case. After the trade deadline, there was like an immediate shift. It's almost like a puzzle piece was kind of fitting into place. So from your perspective, just talk about how fast this team has built this team chemistry and just the bond that you guys share, because it's pretty remarkable that it was in such a short span of time.
I think we have a group chat and we talk to each other a lot. We hang out a lot. I think pretty much everybody's like connected, I would say. And when we're on the court, it just feels like we're all one, and we don't really get mad at each other. We hold everybody accountable. Everybody will talk to everybody, and everybody just plays their role at a great level, at a high level, and nobody's mad about anything. And we just all come out and we have the same goal each and every night.
Jason said there was a team dinner a couple of nights ago. Like ordinarily, maybe you guys could have used a break from each other. How'd that team dinner come about?
It was great. They told us we had a team dinner and everybody showed up and everybody was happy to see each other. Obviously still celebrating, and it was a great dinner. We had a lot of fun.
You picked up the bill?
No, not at all.
Because this is for all the marbles, can you talk about the balance in trying not to do too much, but knowing there's a lot at stake?
I think obviously there is a lot at stake, but for us, we have to do the same thing that got us here, and that's play great basketball. So we can't, obviously, I mean, the light's going to be bright. We can't focus on that. At the end of the day, we focus on basketball, matchups, and stuff like that. So, like I said, Kyrie's done a great job of keeping us poised and keeping us ready. So, I'm excited and I can't wait.
The trade brought you home, then the post thing happens, and now you're going to the finals with your hometown team. Has there been a moment in the last couple of days when you kind of looked around and said, "Is this all really happening?"
Not yet, because I mean the goal's still out there. I mean we still have to win 4 games, but I tried to stay locked in and try not to do all that yet. So I'm obviously excited to be here, excited for the moment, but the job's not finished and we still have to win 4 games.
Since this is your home, are there extra distractions here as opposed to in Charlotte?
I don't really get out the house much, so I mean, the only thing that's distracting me is my kids, my wife, and my family. So I wouldn't even call them distractions, but no, not at all. I've just been comfortable here. I pretty much know a lot of people here, know a lot of food places, so I'm just comfortable.
PJ, there's been a lot of discussion about Kyrie and Luka and their status as one of the all-time best backcourts, especially offensively. We know what they can do, but why do you think they've been able to work so well together?
They play off each other at a very high level. They both can do pretty much everything on the court, so and they both bring so much attention to themselves that it makes the game a lot easier for the other one. So they pretty much do everything offensively at an elite level. So it's hard to guard a one-on-one, and they just whatever the defense gives them, they take, and they make the game easy.
You were 12, I think, when the Mavs won the title, and obviously your emotional investment in this series is much different than back then. What do you remember about your perspective as a kid during that time in Dallas?
I used to come to a lot of those games growing up, especially that year. One of my dad's friends had season tickets, and he would always ask us if we wanted to go. So we were pretty much, I don't remember exactly where I was sitting, but I know the Maniacs were not too far behind me. So I was definitely invested to that team, and it was definitely great seeing them win a championship. And obviously, it's kind of full circle for me having a kid coaching me and being here in Dallas, and obviously contending for a title. So I just think it's great, and as a kid, I never thought I would be in that position that I'm in now.
I was going to ask that as a follow-up. You never, in your mind, thought one day I could be on that court?
No, I mean, I never thought, obviously, I'd be here in Dallas in the finals, but it's just a blessing. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm just happy, honestly. Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.